Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take that massive stack of reports and notes, pull out the crucial insights, and really deliver the knowledge you need, and fast.
Yep.
Today, we have a critical mission. We're doing a deep dive into what might be the highest pressure situation unfolding in the entire NHL right now.
It's gotta be.
We're talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we're really going to chart this gap between the monumental expectations for the organization and, well, the pretty volatile and concerning reality of their recent results.
And this isn't just about, looking at a losing streak. This is about understanding the entire organizational direction, that big philosophy shift that management put in place, and why that whole blueprint is facing its toughest test right now.
And we have to jump immediately to the source of this recent spike in concern. It's a crucial report that dropped just a few days ago from Sportsnet journalist Friedman.
Right.
The big picture summary is this. Friedman's analysis suggests the Leafs' sustained inconsistency is pushing the organization closer and closer to a really severe internal review. And that could lead to what he calls very uncomfortable conversations that span, everyone, management, the coaches, the players themselves.
Yeah, this is the signal. It's the flare going up that the tolerance level for this up and down play has basically evaporated. The whole system is officially under review.
Absolutely. So if you want to stay ahead of the game with the sharpest analysis, and look, whether you cheer for the Leafs, against them, or you just appreciate a good organizational crisis, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what city you're listening from.
Please do.
Okay, let's unpack this. The significance of Friedman's phrase, very uncomfortable conversations. This isn't just, casual speculation.
No, not at all. This is procedural language. It's a definitive shift in the internal mood of an organization.
And what does that actually mean in an NHL context?
Well, it's vital to define the scope here. When a top insider like Friedman uses that exact terminology, it means the evaluation is no longer about, surface adjustments.
Not about tweaking the power play.
Exactly. It's about the structural integrity of the entire operation. It suggests management is preparing for decision points that could involve moving high-value assets or, and this is the critical part, reevaluating the executives who put the team together in the first place.
So the discomfort is at the top.
The discomfort in this context, it means that the conversations are targeted at ownership, the general manager and the head coach, not just, the fourth line.
That's a huge clarification. In Friedman's reporting, it pointed directly to the evidence for this stark fluctuation in performance.
One night to the next.
One night, the team executes a near-perfect game plan. They show that tight structure the GM wanted. The next, defensive coverage completely breaks down, special teams stall, leads just vanish in minutes. That volatility is the root cause.
And you have to look at the timing of it all. The calendar is their enemy right now. We're just accelerating toward the trade deadline. And as teams are jockeying for playoff spots, that margin for error, it just shrinks. For Toronto, the standings are so tight that a small losing streak has this exponential effect on the internal concern. The patience they had back in October is simply gone.
Because the expectations were Stanley Cup or bust.
The expectations amplify every single flaw.
And we know one action has already been taken. The dismissal of assistant coach Marc Savard, which was heavily linked to the power play struggles. But the Friedman report suggests that move was, maybe, a precursor.
A warning shot? Maybe. The power play issues were one symptom. Friedman's warning addresses the systemic illness.
Which is?
5-on-5 defensive structure and really the overall commitment to the new vision. Savard's firing might have satisfied a short-term need for accountability, sure, but it did nothing to fix the late-game breakdowns, and that is the fundamental issue here.
Which brings us right to the centerpiece of this deep dive. General Manager Brad Treliving's blueprint. He arrived in May 2023, and it was a huge philosophical shift. For years, the Leafs were all about speed, skill, offense. Treliving moved them toward size, structure, and what he kept calling playoff-style hockey.
And that pivot was it was massive. Treliving didn't just inherit a team. He actively tried to reshape its DNA in the offseason. He signed very specific veterans.
Physical players.
Physical guys, intended to add grit and defensive responsibility. The goal was to create a stability and toughness that was, often missing in their past playoff failures. The entire construction was geared toward winning 3-2 games.
Protecting that third period lead.
Grinding out crucial points. Exactly. And crucially, he matched that roster with the hiring of head coach Craig Berube.
Whose style is all about accountability and structure.
And defense. The coach and the roster were supposed to be perfectly synchronized. They were supposed to create this impenetrable defensive shell around their star talent.
And this is where it gets critical, because the core problem is that the team designed specifically for that purpose, protecting leads, managing late games, is struggling most in those exact moments.
The blueprint is failing at its core function. It's a fundamental contradiction.
And the sources have these specific damning game examples. You look at the 5-1 loss to Dallas, where the Stars scored 4 goals in the third period.
A total collapse.
It's a total collapse when stability was supposed to be the new brand. Or the 4-0 shutout loss to Washington, where the team just looked completely devoid of any structure.
But the quintessential example for me is the 5-3 loss to Nashville. They had leads multiple times, and they just dissolved completely in that final frame.
So the team built to be heavy and responsible down the stretch
Is consistently giving up high-quality chances and momentum late in games. If the structure is supposed to be the solution, well, right now, the structure is the problem.
In True Living, seeing this, he released a really powerful quote. He said, "There's too much vanilla with our hockey team right now."
Ooh, that is the sound of impatience reaching a boiling point. When a general manager uses the word vanilla, especially when he's also demanding a new DNA, he is delivering a public rebuke to his players.
It's a message.
It's a huge message. He's saying, we gave you the structure, we gave you the size, now you have to bring the intensity to make the system work. It's a very public line in the sand.
And how did the players respond to that? Because that leads us right into this whole question of internal accountability.
Well, after that Nashville loss, Austin Matthews, who's a key voice in that room, he spoke up.
And he said what?
He insisted, I think mentally we're fine. He framed it as an issue of process and effort, not a crisis of confidence.
Which is fascinating.
It's fascinating because on one hand, it's a form of accountability, but on the other, it simultaneously shifts the focus of the failure.
How so?
If the players are mentally fine and the effort is there, yet the team keeps losing games they were built to win, the scrutiny circles right back to the system itself, or the roster built to run that system.
So it puts the accountability boomerang right back on True Living's desk.
Currently.
And we're hearing similar frustration from the coaching staff. Coach Berube's post-game tone has been, uncharacteristically firm.
Oh yeah. He called one performance inexcusable. He's repeatedly cited a lack of urgency. He's confirming how severe the internal disappointment is.
So Berube is applying that pressure internally. But the question is, why? Despite the coach's pushback, the GM's comments, losing 7 of their last 8 games, why haven't we seen a significant roster move?
And that's where we have to talk about the salary cap ceiling. That is the key constraint True Living is facing right now.
We have to be clear about this. They entered the season right up against the cap.
Which means he's operating with 0, and I mean 0, financial maneuverability. It's a paralyzing constraint.
He can't just go out and get a defenseman.
No, he can't easily absorb contracts in a trade without sending significant money out. He can't even easily call up inexpensive depth from the minors without this meticulous cap juggling.
So his hands